Hi guys, it's me, and I'm smiling, but just so you know, I'm kind of not feeling great. But I'm gonna chat. But while I chat, I thought I would show you guys how I make some broth, and I actually made some duck broth with a duck. Um, so using this same method, I'm gonna show you. I just froze them, which this wasn't the greatest idea, freeze them in bags, but you can see, look at all that fat from the duck. Duck is super fatty. I had no idea how fatty it was. But this stuff is really good. So actually, I thought I'd put these in serving sizes. This is only half a cup, but really a quarter of a cup or less is all you need because it's a lot of fat, so that'll last a while. But I thought I would make some chicken broth tonight. I roasted a chicken. So all I did was I put about a 5 to 6 pound whole chicken into the crock pot. And I threw in some rosemary herb seasoning, salt, pepper, and then I threw in these little stringy things, which don't look appetizing yet, but this is actually chive. There's some fresh chive that I had. I also threw in 3 whole cloves. So not the, this is a bulb, like the whole thing. So a clove would be one of these. I threw in 3 of those, just whole. I didn't chop them or even take them out of the casing. And then just a couple sprigs of fresh rosemary. I topped it with a full stick of butter and kind of separated it out. And then some, a little bit of white. You definitely could count them if you were concerned about it. But, and I don't really worry too much about the chives and garlic and all that stuff either, because over the whole chicken, I just don't think I'm going to eat enough that it bothers me. Oh, hello person that joined me. So anyway, so I thought I'd show you what I'm going to do to get the broth out. I've got a couple different bowls here. I've got one to get the meat off with, and I literally just took this and turned it off, so I'm probably going to be burning my fingers, so that's going to be exciting to watch. Super fun. And if you saw the title of this, you probably saw it says adrenal fatigue. So while I am getting the meat out of here, I'm going to talk about that. So I went to the doctor's office. I went to a naturopathic doctor. I had to drive 2 hours away to see one because there aren't any locally that accept our insurance. So there were some that were local, but they didn't accept our insurance, which is odd because we have amazing insurance that almost everybody accepts. So I don't understand. But anyway, and after talking to her, first of all, I have to say, highly recommend naturopaths. If you have a choice, you know, I've gone to the doctor a few times with my concerns, and I haven't shared all of them on YouTube because some of them are kind of personal and private. But, you know, I went to the few doctors, and then I would go to the doctor, like with my hypothyroid, and then I find out later that, gosh, you know, they really should have tested more than just my TSH and free T4. They should have tested me for reverse T3. They should have tested for TPO. They should have checked my ferritin level. I mean, there was just all this other stuff. And plus, they put me on synthetic levothyroxine. And I think I've shared before that I've never gotten better. Like, I've never gotten 100%. And it comes kind of ebbs and flows. If I have any stress in my life at all, I go backwards immediately, to the point where, like, my hair starts to fall out again and I can't sleep, except I'm also super exhausted and I have a hard time focusing, and just all kinds of really fun things when you're an A-type personality that works 2 jobs, you know. Just great, just things that are just perfect fits for my lifestyle. So anyway, but the doctor's like, well, we gotta see how things go, blah, blah, blah. Well, obviously, I was like, I'm not gonna keep going back to him because he didn't even run all the things he should have ran to begin with. So it's taken me some time. My health savings account just renewed as well, which is another reason we were kind of waiting for January, because I wanted to make sure I had the money again. But So anyway, the naturopath was awesome. It was so nice to actually sit down and talk to somebody, and they were like, well, this is connected to this, and this is all connected. And I'm like, yes, it is. Finally, somebody that speaks my language. Because I've Googled a ton, I've done a ton of my own research, but the thing is, I didn't go to doctor school. So, yeah. And I work 2 jobs, and I shouldn't have to second guess and research everything. So one of the things we went off, and if you follow me on Instagram, which I recommend because I post lots of fun, inspirational things on there. If you have a question too, you can chat and let me know. I know there's one person watching. I'm excited. So hello. But if you do have a question, then you can definitely say hi. But anyway, we're going to test my hormones. So I did a saliva hormone test, which is really the best way to get an accurate reading of what your hormones really are doing. You can do some research on that yourself, but I'll just tell you that blood is not the way to go. Hello, welcome to the channel. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm just kind of chatting and doing some chicken right now. But anyway, so we're going to test that, and I'm going to go in 3 weeks because that's how long it'll take those results to get back. Basically, I spit in a cup in the morning, lunch, evening, and then nighttime, and then I FedEx it off. You have to freeze everything. You put a little freezy thing in there so it stays good, I guess. I guess it has to be good. I don't know. So, but anyway, that's going to test all of my hormones, including cortisol levels. So that will be really good to know kind of what's happening there. She did also change my thyroid medicine right away. She did put me on Armor, which is a desiccated thyroid, so it's a complete thyroid it's not just T4. So I'm excited for that, and she said that I should see a difference within 3 weeks. She also upped it 1 level after going through kind of my symptoms, which I was actually really okay with, for years and years until they found out how to look at TSH. That's how they used to diagnose hypothyroidism, was through symptoms. And I honestly believe that it's probably a much better process because, especially like I said, your hormones fluctuate so much, and they can be influenced by the kind of sleep you got the night before. They can be influenced by the supplements you're on. So honestly, going by symptoms, I think from the research I've done just myself, looking at clinical trials and people's anecdotals and whatnot, I think that's probably how they should still be checking it. But anyway, I digress. So she said that it sounds a lot like I have adrenal fatigue. Now, the negative that I will say, she said she was a fan of keto. However, she stated that she wanted me to help fight the adrenal fatigue and to help make sure that my GABA wasn't too far down, which that I found out isn't, that's not there. But anyway, she said that I should do 100 carbs 1 to 2 days a week. But if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I have a food addiction. So I was really concerned about that. So I actually reached out to Allie Miller, I follow her on Instagram. I wasn't sure if she would respond. She gets paid to work with patients and whatnot. But I thought, it doesn't hurt to ask, right? I mean, the worst that could happen is she'd ignore me. And she actually did respond. I gave her, a brief synopsis of what was going on, and she was like, well, I don't recommend that, but if for adrenal fatigue, I recommend these supplements, which is like her Calm and Clear. I can't remember the one that she suggested. There's a bundle, and you can go check out AllieMillerRD.com, I think it is. Just Google Allie Miller RD. Her website will pop up. But And she also said that one of the things that can enhance adrenal fatigue is time restricted eating. So I do fast, and that was one of the things I did mention, that I tend to eat, you know, mostly a 4-hour window, sometimes a 6-hour window, because I just like to eat big meals, right? So, but she was like, yeah, try to make your eating window bigger. So 8 to 10 hours instead. So I've been trying that, but I gotta tell you right now, I'm gaining weight. Not because of that, I don't think. Just because I'm overeating, and my food addiction is starting to come back. I'm starting to have more cravings again, and I haven't added any sweeteners. I'm still doing the no sweetener. I'm still eating whole foods, and I'm not eating until I'm hungry, but I'm starting to have problems with stopping, which is not great. So this week on my meal prep video, I'm going to actually meal prep for myself as well. I'm going to meal prep just all of my meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a little sweet treat, because you should have a sweet treat, you know? My sweet treat is 100% dark chocolate, and I'll probably have a little bit of pecan butter. But I'm going to portion it all out so it's all ready. And I'll talk about that more this weekend. But I kind of wanted to update you guys because I didn't want the video to be too long. This is already at 11 and a half minutes. This weekend when I'm trying to give you the update about that. So I'm just be really cautious for those of you that have been doing keto for a while. If you do have thyroid issues, something to kind of pay attention to. As far as, you know, Allie was talking about, you know, she has a podcast episode I recommend. I think it's episode 121. Check that out. But she talks about how your brain can start having food insecurity problems, even if you're well fed, like even if you're having the calories you need. If you're fasting so much, sometimes your brain can actually still start to think that you're starving it, which can cause stress on the body and adrenal fatigue. So now I'm just taking this, and what I've got here, I'll show you when I get it all stuck in there. Ugh. Try to get most chicken. There's some still left in there, but so what I did is I don't know if you guys have these. This is such an old thing. I don't even know if you can buy these anymore. This is how I used to make preserves. And I have a nut milk bag in here just to catch anything left, like, because I don't want any of the herbs or herbs, depending on which side of the pond you're from, to be falling in here. I really just want all the broth. So, and just so you know, when you guys drink this broth, it's concentrated, right? So you take out some of it and you mix it with water. You don't just drink straight this. But this is great if you want to make some chicken noodle soup without the noodles, or you can use the shiitake noodles. And you can kind of see all the stuff that's left in here. So all of these bones, I'm going to actually take all of this. So even like the little remnants of meat and whatnot, I'm going to put them in a baggie. And next time I make bone broth, I will actually put this in there with the bone broth. Because one thing I found out, bone broth tastes a lot better if it has a little meat in it, actual meat. So just getting like the sterile white bones at Winco is not going to give you the best bone broth, which I didn't know until recently. But so that's the broth, and like I said, I'll scoop that out, and then I've got some chicken left on the side there for whatever I want. And then I have this, and I love doing this because I really like the idea of eating the whole animal. You know, nothing on this animal probably went to waste except for maybe its head. I would love to be the person that eats giblets, but I'm not. So there's that. But anyway, so this video is definitely getting close to that 15-minute mark. Oh, there we are. So I'm going to let you guys go. Tip for the day, don't fast too much. Pay attention to your fatigue and all those kinds of things. And this weekend, I will do a live and show you the meal prep for my hubby like I always do. My cupboard is open. And I'll show you the meals and what I'm going to eat for the week as well. And I'm going to talk about how I'm going to do it without tracking, because tracking makes me obsess even more and makes my food addiction even worse. So I'll talk to you guys later.